Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the Wong Mindset. So today I'm going to be taking a look at Hong Kong residents living in coffin homes. So if you don't know, out there in Hong Kong, the living situation is getting pretty tough, right? There's a lot of people in a densely populated area and there's not a lot of housing, and so the housing prices have gone through the roof. So some of the things people are coming up with, they're getting real creative. Coffin homes. There's stuff where it's just like stacked boxes and you just go into your box, you rent that for cheaps a month, and that's out of necessity, right? And when I hear stuff like that, I start thinking about I just start churning ways to prevent that from happening. You know, things that I can do now, even whatever situation I'm in, things I can do now to prevent that from happening. That's my initial thought.
Beneath the glitter and glamour of Hong Kong, there's staggering inequality and a crippling housing crisis. There have been months of turmoil and demands for democracy. The violence has hit Hong Kong's reputation and economy, but the authorities are blaming the unrest on one of their most dirty secrets, the scandal of the coffin home dwellers. Many of them are deeply ashamed of their circumstances and ask us not to identify them.
Damn, you know, in Asian culture, yeah, there's this side of shame or honor or face, like you don't want people to know this. Like you feel bad. Like if there was another way, they would have took it. They would have tried something else. But this is like out of desperation. That's all they got. That's all they got to live with.
This tiny home has been built in the gap between the lift shaft and the supporting walls, and the family and their 6-month-old baby boy basically live on this bed together.
And coming from a dad, I'm a dad, and when I see kids involved, it bugs me, and that's why I start to churn, thinking of different ideas so my kids don't have to deal with any of this stuff. So they don't have to. For me, yeah, I want to live good too, but for them, I really don't want them to go through this kind of stuff. I know it's tough for the family. I know they want better for their kids, but stuff like this where it's actually, you know, not even a unit. These are just spaces, and they maybe just threw up some drywall, chopped it up into small living spaces, and rented them out. And this is sometimes filling a need, right? There's not enough housing. Otherwise, they have no options. They at least have a small hole in the wall, electricity, some water, and just some place to sleep at night.
And for this, they pay the equivalent of around 1,500 British pounds a month. It's a struggle for survival, and the protests have hit both the Hong Kong economy as a whole, but...
Yeah, and it's still not cheap. It's still not cheap to live in the hole in the wall. And this is not, I don't even know if this is not a full coffin home. This is like a split up unit or storage area, whatever they call it, but it's just chopped up rooms.
All of these are homes, top and
Here we
bottom.
go.
They can just about fit one narrow single mattress. Here's some more, not even long enough for someone to lie down in, and there are 15 of these in this one room.
Okay, hopefully we'll take a closer look, but that family actually had it good already. This is the coffin home. These are the stacked boxes, one on top of another.
There are an estimated 200,000 people living like this in Hong Kong, and the fight on the streets...
200,000 people? Holy moly. Damn, that's too many people. I thought it was, I didn't think of the number, but that 200,000 people are living like that. And I don't see a way out, right? We can't just build affordable housing and just start giving it away, right? In the most expensive city in the world, and then these people don't make enough. And even for a unit like this, they said it was already a couple hundred or 1,000 pounds. That's insane. Whoa, how do you get out of this? They better start cracking, dude. They gotta start cracking, or they're gonna be in this box till it turns into a coffin for them. This is not it. You cannot settle for this. You gotta keep working on something so you can get out of the box. If the box is all you got right now, I understand. That's all you got. But you can't settle for that. You can't just like, oh, you know, that's just like, no, there's ways. There's ways, there's things that you could do step by step, slowly to try to get into maybe the next unit, just to at least rent a regular unit. What is that going to take? Start planning, striving, and aiming for stuff like that. I know not everybody can, but I think a lot of people can get out of this situation. A lot of people have it rough or are in tough situations, and maybe they don't see a way out. But just waiting for the government to give you social housing is not the solution. You know, that's like just waiting for someone to hand it to you, instead of just thinking of ways, figuring out for yourself how you're going to get out of this. What is the next best option? Maybe you can't live in the middle of Hong Kong. You got to move out somewhere. Go somewhere else. And what is that going to take? You know, how much is that going to cost a month? And figure out, there's got to be a way. And if you can't do it now, sure. What is your 1-year plan, 3-year plan, 5-year plan? And even if they hand it to you, it doesn't really solve the problem, right? Like, you're not really generating any more income, or, you know, accumulating any more assets, or doing anything changing to really change your situation. So I think that when I see stuff like this, I definitely want to do better for myself and for my family too. And I hope, you know, more people can figure it out. I know it makes it extremely tough because Hong Kong, the way real estate is set up and the way the government leases out contracts for land, and the way the whole thing works, the supply-demand problem, I know it's super tough. It's crazy tough. But there's still ways. There's still ways if you are willing to step outside of the box and try to think of it and execute. So that's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.